This season of the Urban Conservative Podcast is brought to you by Newton for Senate, working to improve education, reduce taxes, and keep North Carolina #1 for business. Find out more at newtonforsenate.com. This episode of the Urban Conservative has also been sponsored by Case Technology Consulting. Help your business get value out of its data and become more efficient and streamlined. Case Technology Consulting. Check out the link in the description.
Do you like NASCAR? Do you like A Tribe Called Quest? Well, you gonna love the Urban Conservative.
Do you like manwich and nachos? Well, then you love the Urban Conservative.
Do you like guns? Do you like butter? Well, you're gonna love the Urban Conservative.
Yo, what's good, son? You like pit bulls, say? You like solving Sudoku puzzles? Then you gonna love the Urban Conservative.
Hey, buddy, if your car making a sound like this, you might want to get you some power steering fluid and check out the Urban Conservative Podcast.
Are you repulsed by the idea of drag queen story time at your local library, but enjoy Carol Baskin TikTok memes? Then you would enjoy the Urban Conservative.
Do you want to slap your boss and then go home and make yourself some golden brown pancakes covered in butter and freshly made warm boysenberry syrup? Then you'll love the Urban Conservative.
If you're a little over Cardi B and you're repulsed by the thought of Hogmaw, check out the Urban Conservative. You ready? If you think the earth is flat and always on that weird side of YouTube, check out the Urban Conservative. They'll set you straight.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. It is time for Top of the Morning here on the Urban Conservative. I am Abdul Ali. So glad to be with you this morning. Let me turn some of this music down a little bit. Good morning, top of the morning, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't done so already, the website to support what we do here at the Urban Conservative is tuconservative.com. Our mission is to share conservative values and principles and the benefits of conservative policies to urban communities across America. I hope you all are having a fantastic and amazing morning so far. Again, tuconservative.com. You can also follow us on all social media at tuconservative or TUC Twins. We've got an interesting show lined up for you this morning. But before I get into this morning's show, I do got to give myself a plug here, ladies and gentlemen. I am running for the U.S. House 12th Congressional District here in North Carolina, which is all inside of Mecklenburg County. If you live in Charlotte and surrounding areas, I would ask for you to visit aliforcongress.com. As you can see, I'm a veteran, a family man, an entrepreneur, and a servant leader. I believe that the 12th district needs a representative who is actually going to fight to keep your family safe, defend your constitutional rights. Let's put a stop to the flow of this fentanyl coming across our southern border and work to get some economic opportunity. You know, Charlotte is the place where they call this the tale of two cities, ladies and gentlemen. Either you are extremely prosperous or you are extremely not. And we want to fix that. We want to give everybody the opportunity to succeed. So again, I'm asking you to visit aliforcongress.com. We definitely want you to click that donate button. We're asking as many people as we can to help us flip the 12th district by donating. You can click that donate button. $20.24 will go a long way in helping us fight the radical left here, the woke mob in Charlotte. So again, aliforcongress.com is the website. I'm asking for your support. I'm asking for your prayers. And if you don't mind, $20.24 will help us go a long way in fighting this congressional fight. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get right into it. I don't know if y'all heard about this story, but the Chicago mayor Brandon Johnson, this guy is blaming everybody except himself and except the Democrats for the immigration crisis that's happening in his city. It's his city. Now, this video is coming from Fox News. We're gonna listen to this. The reporter is about to ask him about the deal in Congress that's about to be struck. But y'all take a listen to this.
Thank you.
What would you want to see from the border deal that's being discussed in Congress? And would you want
And so what I've said,
would you want some limits placed on the flow of migrants from other cities and states?
well, it has to be better coordination. What we've seen is a very raggedy form instituted by right-wing extremism. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, I'm gonna just stop right there. So Brandon Johnson just said that it is right-wing extremism that's responsible for the southern border crisis and for the lack of coordination. It's not the fact that Democrat mayors across the country have declared their cities to be sanctuary cities. No. That ain't got nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with the fact that Mayorkas is failing to secure the southern border. It has nothing to do with the fact that we have over 5 million illegal migrants in our country. We don't know where they are. We don't know where they've gone. We don't know what they're doing, and we don't know who they are. Never mind that. It is the right-wing extremism that's causing the problem. Never mind people crossing the border and not doing things the right and legal way, as so many folks do every day.
The right-wing extremism in this country has targeted democratically ran cities, and quite frankly, they've been very intentional.
Hold on. Y'all are the ones that said you're sanctuary cities. Need I go back and start pulling up the videos of y'all talking about everybody's human, everybody deserves an opportunity to be in the United States of America, we're going to be a sanctuary city as long as I'm a mayor? Isn't that what the mayor of New York said? Isn't that what he said? As long as he's the mayor, New York is always going to be a sanctuary city. So now you want to blame right-wing extremism. This, folks, if this is not the pot calling the kettle black, I don't know what else it is. This is clear delusional political tactics. So we're going to blame Republicans who said, let's close the border. Let's make sure that people are coming into this country and immigrating the right way. That's who we're going to blame. We're not going to put any of this blame on you Democrat mayors that decided it was a good idea, basically a good idea to let your cities become sanctuary cities. That's not who we're going to blame. This is absolute ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, we're just going to skip past the whole point. We're going to skip past the point of people like Eric Adams. We're going to skip past the point of people in Chicago and California calling themselves sanctuary cities. We're just going to skip past that. Hold on a second. I'm going to pull this back up. Hold on. Because it's absolutely nuts. Hold on, y'all. Let me get this back up.
Of this national guideline for environment. You'll have that by the end.
Listen to this, y'all. Tell me if this is not. Get in the comments.
Well,
let us know if this is nuts.
What we've seen is a very raggedy form instituted by right-wing extremism. Everyone knows that the right-wing extremism in this country has targeted democratically ran cities, and quite frankly, they've been very intentional about going after democratically ran cities that are led by people of color. And
so not only do we get the MAGA, the right-wing Republican joint, we get a sprinkling of race baitism in there. We get a nice little sprinkling of race bait. This is absolutely pathetic, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want to blame anybody for the condition of the city of Chicago, why don't you start by blaming yourself, sir? Why don't you start by blaming your policies, the open border policies of the Democrats? Why don't you start there? Ladies and gentlemen, you're checking out Top of the Morning here on the Urban Conservative. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to talk a little bit about the Students for Trump guy. Y'all don't go nowhere.
Just because you're black doesn't mean you have to vote Democrat. This year, in order to see benefits for our communities, we need to vote outside the box. Find out more by visiting us at tuconservative.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're back on top of the morning here on the Urban Conservative. I am Abdul Ali. I got to give a shout out to my twin brother, Raheem Architect Soto. Again, if you haven't done so already, you see it scrolling on the bottom. You can support us at the Urban Conservative TUC Twins on YouTube. Making headlines here in North Carolina, Students for Trump founder Ryan Fournier, co-founder of Students for Trump, was arrested on a misdemeanor charge of assaulting a female with a deadly weapon. I don't know how that is a misdemeanor charge. Assault with a, it just sounds fairly felony-ish to me. But according to court records from Johnston County, Mr. Fournier, who is 27 years old, is accused of grabbing the woman by her right arm and striking her in the head with a 9mm Sig Sauer firearm on the 21st of November. Axios reported that the woman involved in the attack sustained minor injuries in the incident. Identifying information for the woman was redacted from the court records. The Independent did reach out to the Johnston County Sheriff's Office for additional details. He was being held in Johnston County Jail before posting a $2,500 bond the same day as the attack. He waived his right to counsel, court records show, and he has not responded for comment. Deposition is scheduled for December the 18th. If he is convicted, he faces up to 60 days in jail. So you can basically knock somebody upside the head with a pistol and get 60 days. According to his website, he helped launch the Students for Trump while a freshman at Campbell, a private institution in Bowie's Creek, where he studied political science. He currently serves as the chairman. The group's aim is to re-elect former President Donald Trump in 2024. He's also the executive director of the Radical Alert, an organization dedicated to exposing radicals on college campuses across the country. So we're going to keep our eyes on this because apparently young man bopped somebody in the head with a pistol and posted $2,500 to get out of jail. Now, last thing we're going to talk about this morning, it's going to be a fairly quick show, ladies and gentlemen. And I got to say this because it's a fairly bothersome thing that growing up, I remember being a little kid, McDonald's was like a treat. You would just hope when you drove by the McDonald's that you heard the ticker come on, and, the signal ticker come on, and you'd start turning into that McDonald's parking lot. And then as you got a little older, you realize McDonald's wasn't that good for you, but it is cheap. It'll fill you up. And it's fast, especially if you're one of those folks who had a drunk night and McDonald's was the only thing that was open. And the reason you went to McDonald's, ladies and gentlemen, was because you can get a burger for like $2. You can get a whole combo for like $5.99 out of McDonald's. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is no longer the case. That is absolutely no longer the case. McDonald's in some places now is going to run you, due to Bidenomics, about $18 for a Big Mac value meal. $18 in some places. Big Mac burger, medium beverage, and a medium fry cost $18. That's up $10 from 2018 when Donald Trump was in office. Keep that in mind. Skyrocketing costs could impact the 24 election as the inflation under Biden reflects poorly on his economic plan of so-called Bidenomics. It should be called Brokenomics because that's what's happening to the American people. More and more people are living paycheck to paycheck. Inflation has the cost of food going up. The Big Mac value meal price increase is just one example of inflation. Let's see, 15% higher since Biden came into office on essentials like food and energy, and it's closer to 25% on food and energy. Equivalently, think of it as having slashed the income of a typical family by $5,000 a year. So with that said, is basically Biden's economic policy has cost American families on average $5,000 a year. Now, if you're a family, up and coming family, young folks, and you're making $45,000, $50,000 a year, $5,000 hurts. $5,000 is a lot of money to some folks. They're like, oh, it's only $5,000. But over half the voters in key states said grocery prices are on top of their budget list. Inflation is impacting their budget. Bloomberg reported on Monday that a pound of ground beef is on average $5.23 a pound, up from $3.89 in January of 2020. Coffee is up to $2 a pound, and prices for fresh fruits and vegetables are nearly 14% higher. And at one point in the last few months, the price of a carton of eggs was triple its pre-pandemic price. So You got to remember something, though, folks. We're talking about politicians who, by and large, don't pay for their food. You think Biden has been to a grocery store in 40 years? You think Biden has had to go buy eggs or cook breakfast, or does he even know what the price of gas is? And I'm not taking a shot at Bush, but Bush didn't even know how much a gallon of milk was. So we're talking about a political class of people who are making decisions that don't live like the average American. And that's why I think it's important for folks to stop voting for the same people who have been in office for 35, 45, 50 years, been in office since I was 5, doesn't make any sense. And then you start looking at the politicians, and I'm going to show y'all something real quick. I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to show you something real quick because this is why you have people in positions. And look, this is not a good look right now. Hold on, where's it at? I'm going to show you something right now. This is on our campaign Facebook page, and I want to show you something. Right now, if you look at it, this is an NBC poll, came out a few weeks back. Biden right now is losing to Trump because of his economic policy. But then you have people in Congress who've been there 35, 40 years. Look at this. I can't make this up. How can you endorse somebody who is the cost of living in your city, your district has gone up? I'm not taking shots at people personally, but ladies and gentlemen, think about the political class in this country. Think about the fact that a lot of the people in the political class don't have to live like the average American citizen has to live. And I hope you think about that when you're on your way to the ballot box in the primary, and when you're on your way to the ballot box in November, especially if you're not an air finger quote Republican or conservative. If you're somebody that's just a regular person trying to get by, and you think just because of your skin color or just because of your location or just because of your ethnicity, you have to vote along certain lines, think about what you're paying for food. Think about what you're paying for gas. Think about the decisions that older folks have to make. They're deciding whether they're going to pay their electricity bill, put gas in the car, buy food, or get their medication. And not that we shouldn't have to work, but ladies and gentlemen, in a country as powerful and as prosperous as the United States can be, we shouldn't have to make those decisions. But ladies and gentlemen, you've been checking out Top of the Morning here on the Urban Conservative. We will be live and direct with you tomorrow morning for the weekly wrap up. Hopefully we'll have Raheem the Architect Soto with us. And again, if you haven't done so already, hop on over to aliforcongress.com to support our run for the U.S. House 12th Congressional District here in the great state of North Carolina. Once again, for my twin brother Raheem Architect Soto, I'm Abdul Ali. You've been checking out Top of the Morning here on the Urban Conservative. Peace and love, y'all.